visuals that we are getting from the Aero India show in Bengaluru. It's of the Army Chief General Bipin Rawat, who will be flying in the Indigenous LCA Tejas combat aircraft at the Aero India show today. And joining us on the phone line is the Executive Editor, Abhishek Kapoor. Abhishek, as we stay on with the visuals, can you tell us more about the Army Chief's Tejas sortie that he will be shortly undertaking? Well, Army Chief General Bipin Rawat will be flying in the Indigenous LCA Tejas combat aircraft at the Aero India show in Bengaluru today. And the Army Chief's scheduled sortie just comes a day after we are looking when the Aero India show started and was inaugurated by Raksha Mantri Nirmala Sitharaman yesterday, along with the Karnataka Chief Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy. Well, Niranjan Narayanswamy is with us. Niranjan will explain to us the visuals that we are getting from the Aero India show in Bengaluru.
Well, it's significant because, you know, it's also what it does is the homegrown Tejas aircraft has today been given operational clearance. And in fact, that happened yesterday. That's on Wednesday. Signaling its combat readiness, India's light combat aircraft, that is Tejas Mk1, was given the final operation clearance. The formal declaration of FOC of the aircraft was made by the Secretary Defence R&D and Chairman and Defence Research and Development Organisation G. Satish Reddy on Wednesday. The handing over of the FOC certificate and release to service document, that's the RSD, to the Chief of Air Staff was done on the sidelines of the Aero India show in the presence of the Defence Secretary, in presence of the HAL Chairman and the Chief of the CEMILAC, or the Centre for Military Airworthiness and Certification, among others. This is significant. In fact, it's symbolic. It comes at a time when India is prepared for any eventuality. It is also, you will remember, significant because the LCA and Tejas has been one of the biggest debates in Indian Air Force circles, because Tejas has been delayed in terms of its preparedness. And what has happened now is that the formal declaration of the final operational clearance has been released to the Chief of Air Staff, and the Army Chief, General Bipin Rawat, is taking a sortie on the Tejas aircraft. You can see those pictures on your screen. And this is symbolic, more than anything else, of the Tejas' readiness, the fact that the Tejas is ready to serve India. An official release has also said that the FOC, or the final operational clearance, involves addition of key capabilities to the initial operational clearance aircraft, which in main are beyond visual range missile capabilities, air-to-air refueling, air-to-ground FOC, or the final operational clearance, and which is, of course, very, very significant. Earmark weapons and general flight envelope expansion are also part of the final operational clearance. The RSD, or the certification which has been given yesterday, provides the capabilities, the features and technologies that the final operational clearance standard aircraft will have on induction into the Indian Air Force. Now, all of this is significant, Amita. It comes at a time when India is showing its readiness on all fronts. You remember what the Air Chief said during the Vayu Shakti 2019 exercise? He said the enemy stands no chance in case of a confrontation, and it is coming at a time when the Indian Air Force has warned the enemy of its complete capability. Now, the aircraft drawings have already been handed to the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited to start production after incorporating key changes over the standard aircraft. Now, congratulating, what has also happened. I'm just giving you some of the updates of what has happened as far as the Tejas is concerned, because our viewers would want to know that the Tejas is now ready to serve the Indian Air Force, and all the organizations involved in the Tejas project have received their congratulations on Wednesday. In fact, the comment made yesterday was that this is the best ever moment for any aeronautical engineers and a landmark day for the country, scientists, industry and the Air Force. Speaking to reporters, the comments made, were also to the effect of recalling the contribution of all the officers involved in this project, because everybody who's been following the story of the Tejas know that this is so critical to India and Indian Air Force, because this is going to be an Indian-made, Indian-produced aircraft, the light combat aircraft or the Tejas, later renamed Tejas. The initial operational clearance took place in 2013, and the IOC standard aircraft were inducted into the Indian Air Force into the number 45 squadron in July 2016, and that has already successfully flown over 1,500 sorties. Now, this is a major milestone for India. The Air Chief Marshal B. B.S. Dhanova has also said, you saw how much the aircraft could fly, the number of sorties it could generate in exercise Gagan Shakti in April 2018 and in February this year, that is in Vayu Shakti in Pokhran. In exercise Vayu Shakti, India has shown how accurately this aircraft, that is the LCA, can dispense weapons on the target. It can not only sustain a very high sortie rate, it can also carry on very accurate weapon delivery. It is a fighter aeroplane and it has to behave like a fighter. And it did well both in air-to-air and air-to-ground, the capabilities that were displayed by the Indian Air Force during the Vayu Shakti exercise in Pokhran. And when questioned about the orders for the aircraft, the Air Chief Marshal Dhanova also said that the request for proposal would be reissued for 83 LCA Mk1, and that will continue. So remember, this is significant. You will know that India is inducting 36 Rafale jets between September this year, when the first jet flies into Indian airspace and will be inducted by the Indian Air Force. And then you will have, apart from the 36 aircraft, there is also a pending project for the other jets that will be inducted by India. But I think what's most important for India and in the Indian Air Force is that a proposal would be issued for 83 LCA Mk1 homegrown jets. And not just that, we will have to take LCA, that is a light combat aircraft, Mk2. In the days ahead, it will replace the Jaguar, the Mirage, and the MiG-29, which are fleets that have been operating in the Indian Air Force for the last 3 decades. After that, they will now move to the advanced medium combat aircraft. And I think this is a big message that the Indian Air Force is sending out to the enemy. And also to everyone who's watching this Aero India show. Remember, the Aero India show brings the best of the world to an Indian platform where the best aviation companies in the world's biggest companies, will display their might. And the fact that the Army Chief is seated in an home-produced aircraft, this LCA is produced completely by India, by the HAL, which has been debated so much over the last couple of years. In fact, for over a decade, we've been waiting for this aircraft to be fully operational and to get the certification that it has now. And the Indian Air Force has also said, the Air Chief Marshal has also said that this flight, that is the LCA Mk2, in the days ahead will replace the Jaguar, it will replace the Mirage, it will replace the MiG-29, and after that, we will go to the advanced medium combat aircraft. Now, agencies involved in the design, I'm giving you a background, Amita, because those who are watching need to know the sort of significance of the Tejas. Agencies involved in the design, development and production of Tejas are the Aeronautical Development Agency, the Autonomous Society of DRDO as a design agency, all proud Indian firms, proud that this aircraft has been made in India, and the design agency, of course, is the DRDO. HAL, that is the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, is the manufacturer, and many other DRDO laboratories like the ADE, GTRE, LRDE, CEMILAC, as well as other agencies like the BEL, or the Bharat Electronics Limited, CSIR, the DGAQA, and private sector agencies have contributed to this journey of the LCA. And we're just waiting for that sortie. This is very, very significant, like I said. Now, what this marks is that the flight operational certificate, the final operational clearance has been given to the Tejas Mk1, and it was handed to the Chief of Air Staff, to Air Marshal B.S. Dhanova. And all of this has been done yesterday. And the fact that the Army Chief is taking a sortie now as we speak, we're just waiting for that sortie to just take off from the Aero India show. This is at the Yelahanka Air Base, just on the outskirts of Bengaluru. Now, Aero India is a show that everybody around the world is, closely watching. And especially because it comes at a time when India is witnessing and fighting a hostile neighbor. It comes on the back of the Pulwama attack. It comes on the back of the Indian Air Force telling the enemy that you will stand no chance in case of a full-blown confrontation. It comes at a time and a few days before, you just saw that the mid-air collision at the Aero India show, ahead of the Aero India show where the Surya Kirans were involved. Of course, this is a tribute and a big message. It comes, it comes at a mixed time for India.